Big up people. Big up massive. You can't see me. I'm too dark for this. Listen, I'm at the back of the taxi therapy army. I'm on my way home now. I've just been to Manchester Carnival and I am going home to do the show. I hope you can see me. Maybe I can get this light on. Big up the taxi driver. But yeah, big up to everybody. Love and light, people. Love and light. We'll be there soon. So let me just get the guest in and he can do the show. Jarvis can take over the show for a minute. Jarvis, I'm just in a taxi. I'm just going home. I'm in a taxi going home. So, yeah. You can do a bit of the show. You know the kind of headings. It'll take me a bit of time when I get in to set up the camera and a laptop and everything else. But big up to Therapy Army. Let's be having you, Therapy Army. This is the first preview of the season. Manchester United versus Wolverhampton, Monday night protests. We're going to be talking about potential team, potentially starting 11. We're also going to be talking about Pavard, who I do not rate at all. We're going to be talking. Jarvis will pick his team. We're going to be doing Premier League predictions as well, people. Hopefully, Bumbaye and Mundo and a couple of others might be joining us. But big up to everybody. But smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I don't know you know anything about Manchester United news tonight, Jarvis. Is anything news come out or anything like that?
I'm checking Twitter as we speak. I haven't seen anything new when it comes to United. The only thing was today with Pavard that United are pursuing the Pavard deal. No green light from Bayern yet, but United are interested. And we know that Pavard wants to leave Bayern Munich. He don't want to stay. He has 1 year left on his contract and is trying to force his move out from Bayern. So it looks very good for United's part if we want Pavard and Pavard want to come to us, but we don't know that yet.
Okay, big up. Well, I'm just letting you know, Therapy Army, know that I don't rate my guy. But big up to all the people that were watching the Premier League, obviously from last night. It kicked off last night. People who watched today's games, people who are getting excited about tomorrow's games. And obviously we kick off on Monday night at Old Trafford Arcade, Old Trafford. Big up to the driver that's letting me have the light. Big up to the brother. We're live on YouTube right now. Listen, smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're on the road to 10K, people. On the road to 10K. Big up. So let me know if you want me to send you the link, brother. Let me know. Big up, Ben. Big up, everybody, man. He says, I want Todibo, very injury prone, which is a risk. Whereas Pavard hasn't had any major injuries. But I still want Todibo. Oh, well, you know what? I don't want Todibo then if he's injury prone. I can't be having Todibo if he's injury prone. I can't be having that.
I saw the video of Todibo's match yesterday. His highlights were on Twitter. What struck me when it comes to him, I don't like his technique when it comes to the ball. He doesn't look like he's in balance when he has the ball. It's very... It kind of reminds me of Rudiger when he has the ball. He's very, I would say, robotic in his movements.
Okay.
So I wouldn't rate him as a good technical player, but he's very strong and he's very fast and he looks athletic. So that's his attribute as I can see.
Yeah. That's crazy. Listen, we've already got 40 people in here. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Anything that's coming out on the news that you looked up on Twitter, Jarvis?
No, not really. A lot of FPL thing. I don't know if you guys play FPL, but I do. I had a good first round, but I haven't played my captain yet. It's Bruno. So
okay. Is there anything that's come out? Of? By the way, any of you in the comments, any of you, please, any comments from the second part? It's the second part of his press conference. Erik ten Hag's press conference, part 2. Because any of that out? Is any of those comments out? Maybe you and Bumbaye can talk about the comments of Erik ten Hag.
Yeah. I just seen now the 3 hours ago the 1958s put out the tweet. They said the protest rally call. The Glazers make the key decisions. No standards, no morals. They drag the dignity out of our club through the gutter. It's critical. All Reds, and I mean all Reds, don't let this happen. Our message remains: Glazers out. It will not change until they go. See you Monday. So there will be a protest Monday. So everybody who lives in Manchester, you should go out and protest. And everybody who lives around the world, we should all be a part of this. We should boycott the Glazers. We shouldn't buy the new shirts. Let them bleed. Let them suffer. So we get the leeches out of our club. That's the most important thing now.
Yeah. Well, big up everybody. Right now, you should be seeing some comments. Right now, you should be seeing some comments from part two of Eric Ten Hag's press conference. You should be seeing that. Unless they're doing that tomorrow night at 10:30, then we should be seeing that. We should be seeing that. And I'm surprised that's not happening.
I'm searching to see if there's anything out on the Ten Hag interview. I can't see there's anything new on Twitter yet, so maybe it comes tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe it comes tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe they release it at 10:30 tonight. Sorry, 10:30 tomorrow night. They'll release it. Yeah. Listen, you're all here. I'm just gonna have to hang up. Jarvis, continue the show, and I'll be back with you in about, let's say, 7 to 8 minutes. Big up to all of you, and I need to set up the camera and the laptop, so I'll be back on the chair. Big up to you.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Yeah. Love and light, people. Love and light. Peace, bro.
Hey, who's in here? It's Mundo and Bombaye.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hear you.
Yeah, okay. You changed your avatar. I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, I'm doing it on the laptop tonight. The phone seems to overheat when we've been on for nearly 2 hours.
Yeah, especially when we have debates like yesterday, it's overheating.
Yeah, exactly. The phone couldn't take it, man.
No. So, Mundo, what have you seen? What's the latest news? Is it anything new today on United?
Who was that directed to me? Sorry.
Yeah, Mundo. Did you get any?
To be honest with you, I haven't seen anything pop up on my timeline or anything at all. So I don't know about injuries or anything at all since the manager's presser. So I don't know.
The only thing that I have found today that's United related is the Pavard deal that Fabrizio Romano tweeted that Pavard is interested in a move, but there's no green light from Bayern Munich, but he wants a move and he has 1 year left on his contract and United are interested. So we are getting in there and trying to get him. So what's your take on Pavard?
I have mixed feelings about Pavard because I remember in the World Cup that he got dropped for Koundé because he had a bit of a stinker in a couple of games, and the senior players in the French squad basically said to the manager, take this guy out of the team. I'm not quite sure about him as a right back. I know we're looking at him because he's versatile and he can play centre back and right back, but I've never really rated him as a. Is he any better at right back than the two guys we've got already? That's the big question for me. I'd rather, if we're going to invest in a defender, if the manager's going to stick with Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, then just get an out-and-out centre half, get a proper centre half who can come in as cover for Varane. Don't get a hybrid, because Pavard, although he can play centre back, he's been playing right back for France and Bayern Munich. So get me a centre half, or if you're going to get a right back, get a proper marauding, attacking right back that doesn't have the same attributes as the two guys we've got, and make a decision about which one of those two you're going to keep. But if you've got Pavard, then you've got three guys who can play right back. I won't class any of those three as particularly world class or great at right back in the right back position. And then you've got somebody, okay, you can cover at centre half, but it just makes no sense to me. But in the manager we trust, if that's the guy he wants. But for me, I would go for Todibo. That's the guy I would go for. He's like he's got similar attributes to Varane, and he's much younger. But he's got that same ability to cover the ground and read the game, and he's actually better on the ball, I would say, than Varane. So that's the guy I would go for. But
Yeah, and Todibo has a lot of pace, and that's tempting. If you're going to play a high line, it's good with the centre backs who have pace, so they can recover.
exactly. And the thing is, if you play Pavard next to Martinez, then I'm concerned. Then I'm concerned about the lack of pace in that position. Whereas if you get a Todibo guy, then he comes in for Varane, and that's not an issue.
Yeah, we have been lacking pace on our centre backs. That's been a problem for our last 4 to 5 years. We don't have anyone who can run really fast. The only one we have is Varane. You could see it really well when Maguire played with Lindelof. We had big problems because they didn't complement each other. So yeah, I agree with you. It maybe be a problem with Pavard and Martinez if they play centre backs together. So Bombaye, what's your take? Have you seen Pavard or Todibo?
Todibo, I have no idea who that is, to be honest. It's a new name to me. Pavard, man, he seems like he's. Is he better than Wan-Bissaka defensively? No. Attacking wise, you could probably say yes. But I never knew he's a centre back. I always thought he's a right back. I had no idea. That's what they want to buy him for, centre back, isn't it?
Yeah, I see here Callum in the chat says Pavard has 109 appearances at centre back and 146 as right back. So he plays both positions well, I believe.
So that should tell us all that I don't know much about Pavard. But if Maguire's going, Lindelof I like, and you have Varane and Martinez and Luke Shaw can deputise if needs be. But another centre back is a good idea because Varane does get injured, and I think anyone that comes in is going to be hopefully a little bit better at than Maguire if they're filling in or whatever they're doing. And I don't think Maguire's a disgrace, but I just think he's not designed and never was designed to play in a team that wants to push a high line. I mean, Mats Hummels is a great defender, but I've seen him play in a high line and it was not good. So I suppose if, you have to get the right qualities in a defender if you want to play that high line. But I think Onana has the potential to, just watching little bits here and there. I had a long discussion with a good friend of mine before I came here, and I wasn't too sure about Onana here and there. I went away and I watched a little bit, and you know what? He really could revolutionize the way that we play. So that's what I'd say about that, really.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Bambaye. I think we will see something new this season, and it will be very exciting. So, Mundo, what do you reckon about Onana in goal? How will he transform our defense and build up play?
I think that as fans, we have to be patient. We are going to concede some silly goals. He is very eccentric. He's going to do some crazy shit. He's going to make you take big gulps. He's going to take risks. But he's at Manchester United, and for me, he seems to have the personality to be able to step up. And what we've experienced over the last 10 years or so is complete risk-free, boring, park the bus, play the percentage football. And if you want to win, you have to play on the edge. You have to play with risk. You have to take risks to win. Man City take risks. Liverpool take risks. Those two teams recently have been the two most dominant teams in English football. And if you see the line that Liverpool play, if you see the line that Man City play, if you see some of the goals that their goalkeepers concede, but you don't hear City fans and Liverpool fans going in on their goalkeepers because they accept, that's the type of football we play, right? So it will take some time as a fan base to adjust to that. And there will be teething problems. There will be mistakes made. And the players themselves, Onana, how many games has he had with Varane and Leacher? Our first choice centre halves during pre-season. Very little time together. So they need to learn each other's games and so on and so forth. But I'd rather, Man United are known for bringing, obviously not recently, but our history is we play attacking football, we take risks. So I'd rather lose 5-4 than park the bus and lose 1-0.
Yeah.
So I'm quietly confident that we'll be okay this season. I think it's going to help our team massively. I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but my concern is not around goalkeeper defense, but the midfield. That's where my concern is. And my concern is also not just in relation to the personnel in midfield, but the manager's formations he's been playing. Like Mount in the double pivot, that for me is more concerning than Onana, So I'm sure we'll get onto that anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, big up Massive, big up Therapy. I'm smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. Let's be having you. Big up Mundo, big up Mumbai, big up for Jarvis for holding the fort. Listen, even if I'm back at the taxi, we're going live, people. We were on that 5G, man. We're on that 5G business. We're having it. Let's be having you, Therapy Army. Let's be having you. Even the taxi journeys cannot stop us, people. We're going live. That's modern technology for you. Big up to everybody. Like I said, smasher, share, like, subscribe, people, on the road to 10K. Come on, let's be having your community. We bought you a brilliant debate last night. The least you can do is smash a like on the video, people. I'm not having Todibo. I'm not having Todibo if he's injury prone. Sorry. No, thank you. But I'm also not having Pavard. I think Pavard is a one-hit wonder. He's only ever in football is scoring that goal in the World Cup. I have never watched that guy and thought, this guy's good. Not for me. Sorry. It's not for me. Sorry.
Are we buying him as a squad player, bro?
And I will be vindicated. We're not buying a starter there, are we? But I want something better. So people are telling me now, the fan base is telling me, Eric Ten Hag scouted Kim Min-jae, watched him, had him watched, wanted to do the deal. The club let it down. Bayern Munich come in, bam, deal done. So we're going from Kim Min-jae to Pavard. No, mate. That is Glazer fucking nomics. A majority of you are not realizing that it's Glazer fucking nomics because one of you want to make it out like this Pavard guy is some baller. He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
I agree, Nuruddin, and what I think, if we wanted a versatile right back, centre back, we should have go for Jurien Timber, but he went to Arsenal. So, yeah, again, we slept in class.
Yeah, it's because of money. Pavard is going to cost a lot cheaper than Todibo is, but if Todibo is an injury-prone guy, I don't want him either. I'm not having NHS footballers coming to this football club. I'm sick of fucking injuries. The reason why we'd want the cover on the right-hand side of centre-backs is because Varane is injury fucking prone. He's injury prone. Every season, and as the older he gets, he's going to be missing 3 months last season, maybe 4 months this season, 5 months next season. That's what it's going to be, right? Till he hangs up his boots. So we need a younger, up-and-coming centre-half that can potentially be coached by our coaches and can come into the team when it's needed. But we do not want a guy who's injury prone. Go ahead, Bombay.
I just want to ask you boys, going into, I'm looking at this transfer window and I'm pretty contented and happy with Højlund, and I think Onana now, my appreciation for what he's actually going to allow us to do as a team, as a unit, is increasing, and Mason Mount I really like. If you would have said to me at the start of the year, we're going to spend, the best part of, I don't know, 200 million, I didn't think there was that much money to spend. So the question I'd say to you is, one, do you think we've addressed the key areas? I know there's room for an Amrabat, another centre back, but do you think the 3 players we've bought has addressed key areas? And do you think that the spending that we've done is perhaps now not allowed Kim Min-jae, and we're looking for just cover now, a little bit more in terms of, we've spent what we can now, where it's about finding something that can help us. just, we can't go and spend another 50, 60, 70 million on a defender. We're looking for somebody that can just, come in like a Pavard, pretty cheap, and deputize. Because, and I'm asking these questions just to gauge what you guys think. Because me, I think I'm pretty happy with what we've got. I'm surprised with what we spent, considering all the narrative at the start, at the end of last year, at the start of this year. And I think we've addressed key areas. I think the goalkeeper surprised me, but looking at what he's going to allow us to do in terms of start a lot higher and be able to not allow the opposition to push onto us, because he can find that Edison type ball, like you see he does for Haaland at City. It's looking all right from my point of view. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, the biggest thing for me, no, I'm not happy. Manchester City, our nearest rivals, did the fucking treble. Manchester United should have bought Kim Min-jae, should have bought Casado, should have bought Nicolas Barella, should have bought Harry Kane and Højlund, or Evan Ferguson and Højlund. They should have bought some striking reinforcements. We know that, to me, I don't even count Martial anymore. The guy's gone. He's done out here. So I don't even count him as a player. So for me, the window has been disappointing. Manchester United were one of the lowest scoring teams in the top 6 of the Premier League last season. We finished 3rd. A lot of the reason why we won so many games 1-0, and in the top 10 teams, Manchester United got smashed. So we got beaten. So even with our defensive way we were playing counter-attack football, especially after February, Manchester United needed to get goals in this team. We've got guys like Rashford, Anthony, people who just, Bruno at times as well, who want to just first shot, pop shot, do that. And now we've got Garnacho, who's also another guy who wants to come inside and have a shot. So there's zero creativity in this team other than those wondrous balls from Bruno. I wanted more creativity and I wanted more goals in this team for Manchester United to go there. Obviously, I'm not stupid enough to pay Casado money, 70 or whatever. I would have paid 70 million and give him Scott McTominay. That's what I would have done. Player swap and something. I'm not paying 100 million for a CDM. I'm not about that. I'm not
It's
about
115.
that.
115.
Well, whatever it is now, I'm not about that. Over 100 or even anywhere close to 100. So I'm not paying that. Then I would have gone to somebody else after that. So I would not blame the club or the owners or anybody from not paying. To me, CDMs, it's absolutely fucking ludicrous that CDMs are now worth 100 million. It's laughable. It is absolutely laughable. And this trend is ridiculous trend. It needs to be stopped. Goal scorers, the only people who should be worth 100 million, if anybody's worth 100 million, is guys who do the hardest thing in football. And the hardest thing in football is, people, those 2 posts, that bar, that white line. How many times can you get that ball across those 4 things? The bar, the 2 posts, and that white line. Those are the people that should be worth the most money. But now, this ridiculous CDMs are all now 100. We'll see. I'll be happy to see if Declan Rice is worth 100 million, even if Cancelo is worth 100 million, because the level of pressure and their performance in the social era they're bringing on themselves is unbelievable. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the transfer, because it's a Glazer transfer. I'm not happy, far from it. Mason Mount, I hope he shuts me up and makes me eat my words. Onana, I hope he does that. I rate the potential of Højlund, but I don't rate the fact that he's injured and he could have a stress fracture on his back, and that he could be out, and that if Manchester United messed this up and rush him back too early, it could really affect him for the rest of his career. So I'm not happy about that. Go ahead, Mundo.
Yeah, just coming back on a couple of things. So Todibo, I've just had a quick look. In the last 2 seasons in Ligue 1, he's played 36 games and 34 games. So he's been an ever-present for the last 2 years. And prior to that, he was on loan at Benfica and I think one other club, because he was at Barcelona previously as a youngster. Barcelona bought him when he was quite young. So he's only really had 2 full seasons of consistent football, but he's still quite young. So I'm not sure where the injury-prone narrative comes from. Maybe he does pick up injuries, I don't know, but he's played in the last couple of seasons at least, frequently. So I'm not sure how much of a problem that is.
I get triggered when I hear injury players. So big up Georgie B. Georgie B said, don't see that any current injury problems with Todibo. He has missed the game to injury since he hasn't missed the game due to injury since 2020. Achilles and groin problems back then. So the biggest thing for me is that position, what we do not want is getting somebody who is injury prone to be a replacement for the guy who's the biggest injury prone guy in our defense. But go ahead, Mundo. Answer Bombay's thing about the window.
I just want to shoot in according to Transfermarkt. Todibo has had 2021 season. He had 20 days with Achilles tendon problems, 6 games missed, and that's it. That's the last injury.
Yeah, he's been consistent for the last 2 seasons in terms of playing, and he's quite a young player, and that's not uncommon for young players to get injured at that age.
Growing still, aren't they?
Early 20s. But the thing is, to answer Bombay's question, the window's not closed yet. So if you were to ask me if the window was to close today, I would be disappointed, because I think we're still light in certain areas. But if we manage to get another 2 or 3 deals over the line, depending on what they are, then it might turn out to be. It was never going to be an amazing window because of the rumours around the budget. But for me, Scholesy. But for me, what I am impressed with is the outgoings. We're finally shifting those. If we get rid of Harry Maguire, Fred, McTominay, David De Gea, all in one window, for me, that is a fantastic window in terms of outgoings. And all right, I'm not going to go Myrtle Madness because I don't think he's doing anything particularly special in terms of the fees that we're getting for these players. I think the fees are poor. But I've said before, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I said before, I don't give a damn if you give me 1 pence for these guys. I just want them gone. I want them out of my club, right? I don't care about the finance. So, and I think that's Ten Hag's view as well, which I appreciate. He's basically saying, these guys don't figure. I don't give a damn what the club do in terms of raising funds, but just get them out, right? And that for me is so refreshing, because this is the first time in a decade, I would say, or more, that the manager's had the ability to shift guys he doesn't want. And that for me is a big cultural shift. And for me, I'm going to take positives from that. So the outgoings I'm happy with so far, provided Maguire deal gets over the line. Perhaps we get rid of McTominay, but we have to get the right players in. Now, I like what the manager's doing, because we could quite easily have gone and had a full transfer window saga trying to get Harry Kane. That is Man United all over, isn't it? We had it with Harry Maguire. We had it with Jadon Sancho. Spending the whole summer working on one deal when we needed 4, 5, 6 players. Working all the way up to the end of the window, not getting the guy that we want because Daniel Levy doesn't want to sell to us, and then having panic buys, lastminute.com. I'm so happy we avoided that when we made a decision early in the window. We're not going to get this guy. Let's not waste our time. Let's just move on and get those players that are attainable. And let's not spunk all of our transfer budget on one player when we've got so many issues to address. And the thing is as well, we have to recognise as a fan base, managers don't always get the number one target that they want. And managers, when they have an 11, they don't always have the best player in every position. But what is important, which is what I'm seeing from the manager, is he's getting players with the right profile, even though they might not be the best in that position. They have a certain profile that he wants. Once he gets those jigsaw pieces together and he gets the team playing in a certain way, then you spend the next window and the window after that upgrading certain positions. So we won't be going into windows, hopefully in the future, thinking we need 7, 8, 9 players. Just like Man City go into a window thinking we need 1 or 2 players. That's where I want my team to be. Where we go into windows thinking we need maybe a right back, a centre half, maybe every window for the last however many years as a fan base, we go into that window saying we need 12 players. We need 10 players. We need 8 players.
100%. We still got a very unbalanced squad. Big up Wealth Warrior. Seedorf is in cat heaven, man. Seedorf got run over, unfortunately. We lost Seedorf. But yeah, he's forever missed. Beautiful cat. Big up to everybody. The biggest thing for me, Mundo, is that I refuse to believe to let these players go. I want them gone, but Manchester United do not have any good negotiators who can sell players. We don't have that. And the reason why is because the club has been run with the way the Glazonomics. So that's why I do not want, for example, Scott McTominay is a number 8, box-to-box number 8 with good goal-scoring record. I want at least 40 million for him, right? His wages are big. You take 10 million, you pay him off, make sure he gets the next club, he gets good wages. That's what you do. And that's what they're doing with Maguire. Maguire's still not gone yet. Maguire's going to be tomorrow's squad still. But can somebody please look up, Jarvis, can you just have a quick look at Pavard's injury record?
Yeah.
The place where you were looking. What can you see?
Yeah, I have it right here. It says, okay, he has been out with coronavirus a couple of times, but that doesn't count. In 21-22, he had an ankle injury, 27 days, that 5 games missed. And he had 7 days missed with a bruise in 2021 season. So it's not been that bad. He haven't had so many injuries as I see. That's the only injuries he's had, and a ligament injury, 2 games missed. That's all his injuries since he joined Bayern Munich in... what is it, 1920 season.
Mm-hmm. Did they get
So
beat today? Did Bayern got beat?
3-0 by Leipzig.
All right, wow. They got Leipzig. Well, I think they're getting used to each other. So it's the first game in it. There's always first game shocks in it. In the first game, there's always shocks in the first game. There's always shocks in the first game, people. Always shocks in the first game. Yeah, big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. 130 of you in here. Smash a like. Yeah, like it's indeed RIP. Listen, let's get into this. We've got Wolves game. We're talking about Jarvis. Actually, that question: are you happy with the transfer Manchester United have done so far? Bumbaye's question.
Yeah, with the transfers. Oh, sorry. Please speak.
Yeah, I think I asked 2 questions. I asked number 1. What were the priority areas that you think needed to be addressed? And have we spent an amount of money that has exceeded what you expected us to spend, given the constraints and the talk of constraints? These were the 2 questions. On that basis, for me, I think we have spent quite a respectable amount in this transfer window. It's the best part of 200 million so far. And I think I needed a striker, I needed a midfielder, and I needed a defender. But we've actually got a goalkeeper, which I didn't expect, but I really do think this goalkeeper has the potential to revolutionize the way that Manchester United play and really vault a process because of his ability to. We can start with a much higher line. We can deter the opposition from pushing a high line because of his ability to find the pass. So those are my 2 questions. Have we spent in line, given what we thought, and have we addressed key areas, and or haven't we? That's the 2 questions I was asking.
Yeah, when it comes
to for me, it's a no. For me, it's a clear no. But go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, before the season, before the transfer window opened, I was very focused that we need to get De Gea out, and we did. So I was very happy with that because we needed a ball-playing goalkeeper for the way we wanted to play. Ten Hag has always been about building up from the back. He wants to create overloads in the midfield and dominate the game. And it was very hard with De Gea because he couldn't play the ball with the center backs. So we always had to leave at least one of the fullbacks down to play ourselves out. So now we will see more overloads. I think we will dominate games more with Onana, and I'm looking forward to that. So that was one of the areas we should address, and we did. So I'm very happy with that. And the other thing was we needed a striker, of course, because of the injury problems. And Weghorst wasn't working at all, and Ronaldo was too old. And what happened to him? He left, and we had Cavani who just went out of the blue, and we were missing so many strikers. Now we have Højlund in, but I still think we need one more striker to to be good enough up front, because Højlund is still young. He can't take the responsibility being our only striker this season. When it comes to midfield, yeah, we needed more midfielders, but as Mundo was saying, it was very important to get players out, and we have gotten most of the players that I wanted out. We still have McTominay in the squad. Let's hope we sell him to West Ham for 45 million. That would be great, so we could get even a third midfielder in, plus including Amrabat. I am being very happy with the way we have moved in this strike this window, because as Mundo perfectly said, we haven't used all our time on one big signing. We have been very clear. First Mount, then we went to Onana, then we went to Højlund, and now we're going to Amrabat. And after that, we will try for a center back. So I like the way we move. We haven't been like we used to be. Last window, we used all our time trying to get Frankie de Jong, but we didn't. And we signed Anthony for 90 million on transfer deadline day. Same with Casemiro for 60 million. Way too much for those two players. But now we move differently. So I'm happy with that. What can we do for the rest of the window? I hope we get Amrabat in. I hope we get another midfielder, and I hope we get another striker and a center back. But maybe I'm asking too much, but I think we need that for us to compete this season, because we need more squad depth. Oh, you're on mute, Nuruddin.
Big up, Jarvis. Listen, love and like to everybody in the chat. 150 of you in here. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. How many likes have we got on this video? How many likes have we got on this video? Big up to everybody. Big up Alfie. Alfie Kennedy Buddy says, breaking news, West Ham are now hurriedly turning their attention on Bayer Leverkusen defender Ocean Kosunu. Wow. So what does that mean? That means that Harry Maguire, Mundo, I think you and Jarvis spoke too soon. Harry Maguire is hanging around. He ain't going nowhere.
Got to get rid of these players for whatever price. Sometimes you have to really cut your losses, because it's a question of wages. It's a question. You're asking a player to not only like leave Manchester United and take a serious, cut in quality and size of team. You might have to ask him to take, a substantial wage cut. £40,000 a week is a substantial wage cut over a course of a year or two or three. So it's better
Well, at the end of the day, for me, is that is he going to play for England in the Euros? To me, is it that money? Is it that money, or the fact that he the biggest thing about Harry Maguire has been throughout even his worst time at Manchester United, he always relied on being number one for England. So is he still going to be number one for England? And after, let me finish, after what we heard from Southgate, where Southgate said that no, you have to be playing. Nobody's guaranteed. And that was 2 weeks ago on the radio. Interview with Gareth Southgate. He said, nobody's guaranteed. Players who are playing regularly and playing well will be obviously in the running.
Well, bro, Maguire wasn't playing well nor regularly, and he went. So
yeah, but this is it. But that was that in last season. That was last season. He said going forward, nobody's guaranteed. Nobody's guaranteed.
And you can't have a player that's not played for the best part of 2 seasons. Because if it goes into a second, that will be, and Levi Colwell and others are,
sniffing around,
merging now. There's
look, do you know what? Time is money. Time is money and everything. I'm not really asked if they, like I said, I'm not too bothered about. I think we've had the amortization of these players. They've been here quite a long time. The return is pretty paltry. If it's 8 million for Fred, and you want to get him gone, and he's just another body that we're not going to be able to use, fine, free up his wages and give it to somebody else. If Maguire is going to go for 10 million, take 10 million and get rid of him. You got Pogba left for nothing. Free up a space, free up the wages. I'm not too complaining or fussed, because I think these are the leftovers of a time when we were given ridiculous contracts and just throwing money at a problem, and it wasn't working. And we are moving differently under Eric Ten Hag, I feel. So, you know what? You buy a piece of machinery, it's not quite the right one. Don't keep it around taking space, store it, get rid of it. Just move on to the next thing, man. We have to cut our losses and learn from what we did and just go.
Just a quick one on Maguire, right? This is what irks me about him, and this is why we've been in the doldrums recently with him as the captain. This just tells you everything about his mentality. I don't want any player at my club who's happy just to sit on the bench and collect their wage, because what you need is competition for places. That's what drives up the quality. So if you use Man City as an example, Aymeric Laporte will probably get in 90% of the teams in the Premier League, but he's not getting into City's first team. If you look at throughout City's team, another example, Phil Foden's form fell off. Jack Grealish came in. Now, if there was no Jack Grealish and Phil Foden knew I was going to play every single game, irrespective of my form, then you get shit performances. So we need somebody to be pushing. I don't want Varane and Leach just to be comfortable as our centre halves. I want people behind them that are pushing them. That if they drop off their performance, same as every other position on the pitch, if they're not performing, they know that there's somebody ready to step in, and I might be out of the team for the next 6, 7, 8 games, right? So everyone's fighting. But if you've got Harry Maguire, who's crap, on the bench, collecting his money, not kicking down the manager's door, demanding to play, and just happy just to be there, that for me just spreads complacency and lack of ambition throughout the squad, right? And we've heard about issues in the dressing room, and these are the types of things that contribute to that, where you've got players who are just happy just to stick around, even if the manager's giving you so many hints. I'm stripping your captaincy. You're not part of my first team. When we go on tour, you're playing with like the kids and whatever. How many hints do you need to get the hell out of our club? And
but bro, sometimes our club won't take. Is not accepting. Look what they offered for Lingard. We said no. Ended up in shit. Look, they have offered now. I don't know, 30 million or something for Maguire. If the club want more money, just get rid of him, man.
The club, the fees agreed between the clubs. That's not the issue. The issue is the player. The player is now stalling. So it's nothing to do with Man United Football Club.
Okay.
This is to do with Harry Maguire. The reason why the deal is moving at a snail's pace is because in personal terms. But so for the sake of what, 50 grand a week, you're going to stick around and sit on the bench at Manchester United. For me, I don't want players like that on my club. If you're going to stick around, I want you to be kicking the manager's door in, demanding to be in the first team. That's the kind of attitude I want from players that are on the periphery, that are not in the first 11. That's what we need to get up to City's level, to get up to Arsenal's level. There was a reason when Arteta went into Arsenal, he got rid of Ozil, because Ozil was like a Maguire guy, sitting there collecting his salary and dialing it in, right? And you can't have those guys around, especially when you've got young players as well, because it creates the wrong impression. He's a senior pro at the club, right? Under Fergie, this would never have been accepted. Fergie got rid of players. Even if you didn't want to leave Man United, I don't care. You're gone. I'm not using you. We've seen it countless times, and we need to and that was when we were winning. We need to reinstill that in our club. So anyone who is not part of that first team and is not knocking on the door needs to get the hell out. End of.
Good point. Speaking of centre back, I just read Fabrizio Romano said Real Madrid lacks a centre back because Militao has gotten an torn ACL injury, so he's out for 8, 9, 10 months, maybe 12 months. So suddenly Real Madrid are missing their best centre back. So a lot of things can happen in the transfer market the last couple of weeks when it comes to centre backs. I'm not saying Maguire is going to Real Madrid, but you're on mute, Nuruddin.
Listen, Harry Beckenbauer, mate, take him. Take Harry Beckenbauer to Real Madrid. Could you imagine in a world where Harry Beckenbauer goes to Madrid and balls out? It'd be the funniest thing. Listen, Mumbai, shut that down background noise, man. I don't know what you're doing, you playing match of the day or whatever. But big up everybody. Listen, let's get into Wolves. We talked about enough of the transfer. I think Manchester United need a midfielder. Manchester United need a striker. 100% Manchester United need a centre-half. That's what I believe. So if you think this window's been brilliant, I'm not about this window. Manchester United needs a cover centre-half. Varane's going to be injured. Manchester United need a midfield player. And Manchester United need a striker. That's what they need. That's me personally. So me, not happy with no window. Not far from it. But let's get into Wolves, people. So on Sunday night, it's going to be Manchester United. So Sunday night, you mean Monday evening, it's going to be Manchester United versus Wolves. So let's get into it. Malacia, Kobe, Amad Diallo, Tom Heaton, Dean Henderson, all of them are sidelined. Onana and Mason Mount we're going to be properly most likely making their proper official competitive debuts at Old Trafford. New Wolves boss Gary O'Neill had the second debut to Matt Doherty, who has rejoined the club from Atletico Madrid. O'Neill's Matteo Cunha should be available despite missing several days of training. Let's get into match facts. Manchester United only defeat in their past 12 league home games against Wolves. Won 8, drawn 3, lost 1 in January 2022. Moutinho scored the late winner. Yeah, I remember that, the winner. I was at that game. Wolves have only lost 5 of their last 6 league meetings. So Wolves are a bogey team for us, really. United have won their opening Premier League matches 20 occasions, but have also started with a defeat in 2 of the previous 3 seasons. Lost to Brighton in the opening weekend last August but were unbeaten in their subsequent 18 Premier League home fixtures, winning 15, drawing 3, conceding just 8 goals in the running. So our home record was terrific and brilliant. It must be said. After getting beat, after we got beat. Who else beat us in the league at Old Trafford last season? We lost 2 games at home, I think. We lost to Brighton. Who else did we lose to? We lose somebody else in the league.
Do we get put by Newcastle?
No, we drew in Newcastle.
No, we drew in Newcastle. I don't remember us losing.
Maybe it was just 1 defeat then. United have won their past 6 top flights matches at Old Trafford. It was 6 years since they had better run at home, winning 8 straight league games between May and November 2017. United have conceded 10 Premier League home goals last season, fewer than any other side. So our defensive, the contrast between our home record defensively and away record is like dumbfounding for me. Rashford scored 20 goals in 30 games, 20 goals in 30 games at Old Trafford in all competition last term. Only Haaland scored 35, netted more from a home from the Premier League club in 2022-23. Wolverhampton, only clean sheet in their last 23 Premier League away matches was 1-0 draw at Bournemouth on the 31st of August 2022 game, which where Gary O'Neill's first game as the Cherries boss, right? Wolves are in danger of losing their opening league fixture in 3 successive seasons for the first time since 1988-1990. Wolves are winless in their previous 8 Premier League away matches, drawing 2, losing 6, and losing the last 4 in a row by an aggregate of 15-1. Wow. In their longest losing run, Wolves, since their return are top flight. So that is, they're not good away from home. They netted 12 Premier League goals away in 2022-23. Only West Ham with 11 had worse record. So that is your match stats, people. Talk to me. So they've got a new manager, Gary O'Neill, who miraculously kept Bournemouth up last season. He did an amazing job. He did a fantastic job. So it is what it is. He's coming. They've sacked the manager a week before. They've sold a lot of players. They let Traore go. Neves has gone to Saudi Arabia at the age of 24 or 25. I think Diego Costa's still there, if I'm not mistaken. It is what it is, people. Big up to everybody. Listen, did any of you watch Newcastle tonight? Were they impressive? What was the score?
5-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Newcastle
Really
going
impressive.
out like that. Was Tonali amazing? Did he have an amazing performance?
Didn't watch it.
He was amazing. He was really good. Tonali, he scored a goal. He was dictating everything. He was the best player on the field.
Wow.
Him and Isaac. Really impressive.
Wow. Listen, so what are we thinking? Obviously, our record is amazing. Our record on the Eric Ten Hag at Old Trafford is amazing. What are we thinking? And I'll go to you, Jarvis, first. Who's starting? Give me your starting 11, please.
Yeah, I think everybody knows the other 10s, but the only one is the right back who is going to start from Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Dalot. I would say I believe I would start Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but I believe Ten Hag will start Dalot because of he started in the game against Lens when we played the let's say allegedly first 11. So that's what I think Ten Hag is going for. But personally, I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been better. He's better 1-against-1 when it comes to defensive. I like the way he have evolved when it's going forward, and I think we should give him a chance. But I believe Ten Hag will pick Dalot. Of the others, it's the usual Onana, Martinez, Varane, Shaw, Mount, Casemiro, Bruno, and Garnacho on the left, and Anthony on the right, and Rashford as the striker.
Okay, interesting, people, interesting. Mundo, what do you think the team's going to start?
Same as Jarvis, and same question about right back. And I think, but I disagree. I think he might go with Wan-Bissaka right back. But that's the only difference. But in terms of the rest of the team, identical.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's very interesting, how we can start. We never know what Ten Hag chooses to do. He can play Bruno on the right, and he can play Eriksen in the 10 if he want more balance. So it depends what he wants to do. But I believe we will start with the strongest 11 at the moment. But personally, I would like to see more from Pilestri. I would like to see Eriksen on the field because I like Eriksen. I think he's very good, and now he has had a long summer, so I think he could play if he's fit. And of course, Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Right, so you're playing Aaron Wan-Bissaka, obviously Varane, if he's not injured.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the formation?
Yeah, we can talk about the formation, definitely. And you're playing, obviously, Martinez, Zandro Martinez, Luke Shaw. Sure, that's the defense that we're going for. I think midfield we already know. Kaz, Earl will start. Mount. Is it going to be Mount, people? It's definitely going to be Mount, isn't it?
Yeah, Mount will start.
I want it to be Mount, to be honest. I want to see this. I'd just put Casemiro sitting and these two ahead of him.
Bruno, and then out wide, Garnacho. I think Garnacho might get start tomorrow. And then is going to be
Anthony.
I don't want him to, but it's going to be Rashford, people. That's the team, people. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see, people? That's the team. That's the team. And I think this is how it's going to work, Mundo. These three here are going to rotate. The rotation of this, so at times, this is what it could be. It could be here, and it could be like, this is where it's going to be, the rotation. So this is going to be, but at times you're going to see him out here, making runs in the box. At times you're going to see Bruno, they're going to interchange. Obviously, these two are going to come in. And what we're going to have defensively, Wan-Bissaka coming here, Shaw sometimes playing as the inverted, them moving up. And obviously with Onana now, we're going to be trying to hem them in and go deep, like genuinely deep. And at times, you might see Wan-Bissaka over here beyond Anthony. That's how madness it is. So this is the formation that he likes to defend within it. Eric Ten Hag. That's how he likes to defend, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a 3-1-6 or the 3-1-3-3 formation. Yeah.
You might see this really out wide here. Anthony out wide here. Really try to keep the width. and you'll get Mount and Bruno maybe in here. And Juan Bazaka in here as well. That's the shape, guys. What do we think? What do you think the shape's going to be?
I want to see. I think Casemiro in a single pivot, and then, as you say, Mount. As long as Mount and Fernandes are rotating, they're playing as 2-8s. But what I don't want to see, which I saw a little bit of in pre-season, is a double pivot with Mount and Casemiro. I don't want Mount in that position. I don't know. I mean, maybe the manager thinks he can play there, but I certainly don't think he's got. He's nowhere. I mean, Eriksen can play there, even though he doesn't have the legs to do the defensive work. He's got the creativity. Mount lacks creativity. What Mount has is the ability to run beyond the striker, the ability to press, the ability to play on the half turn. So you want him up the pitch. You don't want him starting position next to Casemiro. So I'll be keeping an eye on that tomorrow to see if the manager plays in as deep as that. That's my only concern about that midfield if he plays that system.
Okay. Obviously, our home record is amazing. We got battered by the top 10 teams. That's why we're lacking in midfield. I think nobody's giving Wolves a chance tomorrow because obviously a week before the season starts, the manager gets sacked and leaves. And then they have Gary O'Neill, who's been parachuted into the role. He's got some really good victories with Bournemouth last season. So I think first goal is vital. But what we reckon tomorrow, are we giving any hope? It's dangerous, isn't it? Because nobody have any expectation on Wolverhampton to get a result tomorrow. For me, the biggest thing is that where's the goals coming from?
Man,
Yeah, sorry, Bombay.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying one option is playing Sancho. I said Andrew Ellis in the chat said about something about it, playing Sancho in the 9 and Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the bench, because then we will have a false 9 who will drop deep and create space behind for our midfielders Mason Mount and Rashford and Anthony and Bruno to run in behind. So maybe that's one of the keys to open up the Wolves defense, because I expect Gary O'Neill to go in a 4-3-3, but it will soon be a 4-5-1 with us pushing them back on the field, and there won't be a lot of space in behind for our runners. So maybe Ten Hag sees this as an opportunity for Sancho, and he's been playing Sancho in the false 9 all this summer. So maybe we will get a surprise.
The other thing as well we have to bear in mind, because we're saying where the goal's coming from, we're going to be playing higher up the pitch.
There's goals in this team.
That's the big difference. We're going to have 11 men involved in the build-up rather than 10. So we have to factor that in. Let's see what impact that has on Onana in terms of him being involved in the build-up, us being further up the pitch, squeezing play. I think that could make a difference. I'm not saying, but it's not just about chance creation. It's about our decision making in the final third. That let us down last season massively. We did create openings, but we were just wasteful. We're just absolutely wasteful. So Anthony shooting from flipping 30 yards and Rashford, all that kind of stuff needs to be.
And Mundo, it must be said. We didn't sustain those attacks, though. Away from home, we did not sustain attacks.
Well, that's why I'm saying that with Onana in the team and us playing higher up the pitch, that might make that difference and be able to sustain, win the ball back quickly and keep pressure on teams. But that doesn't solve the issue of players making wrong decisions and shooting from mad angles and all the rest of it. So
I'm just saying.
I hope that Benny McCarthy's been working not just with Rashford, but the wide players as well in terms of improving their movement and decision making.
I just want to remind people, if any of their strikers or attackers are here and we give the ball away in these areas, can you see that where the cursor is there? In any of these areas, this guy's getting lobbed. It's already been shown. He won't get back in time to get back.
If we're going to play...
So we cannot lose the ball in these areas. No way, because he's getting lobbed all day, every day.
Do
People
you
are
know
already
what?
training. People who are going to play Manchester United are already training to lob this guy. Just know that.
This team of ours, personally, I look at Ten Hag and I see he's a quite happy, contented manager who looks pretty excited at the prospect of what we can show this season. Harry Redknapp, I really like Harry Redknapp. I rate him. He thinks that we can win the league. I know people are gonna. I know people are gonna laugh, yeah. But do you know what? Honestly, what we tend to do, is we're focusing a lot on. We know we want Amrabat, we want a centre back. I look at our team at the moment now, and I look at the bench with just the additions we've got. I think the first phase of our game is going to really improve exponentially. It allows us to begin a little bit higher because of the ability of Onana. I think the advent of Mason Mount, I know some people, the jury's out on him. For me, this is a player I was desperate to get. And I suppose we'll see what happens in the season. I think he's perfect for exactly what I wanted. He's a hybrid medium. It's like you watch some players, um, they're not amazing defensively, but he has a work rate, a tenacious work rate, and he nicks that ball. He's not afraid to get stuck in. He plays very, very quickly. He carries the ball really well, and he's got great interplay. He's one of those types, and he's going to be key tomorrow for us, in my opinion. And then I look at the advent of this striker that I've been watching and learning a little bit about. He's perfect as well, what we're looking at. I remember Jav mentioned a guy called Moani. I went and watched him, and I was thinking, does Ten Hag want an out-and-out killer, just a pure centre forward? Or does he want somebody that's got the agility to move, to create openings, that is strong, that can be a pole to play off of? Do you know what I mean? Playing as a wide guy, sometimes you want a guy to play off or a guy to hit to. His presence in this team with Mount's contribution behind is going to exponentially, in my opinion, improve the likes of Anthony, the likes of Rashford, the likes of the wide players. We've got a lot of firepower in this team. And I know some players people don't want. I don't mind McTominay staying. I think McTominay is a good player. Myself is a good squad player. I know a lot of people disagree with that, and they want something else. I think Lindelof's been really good, finished off strong this season. I'm excited with this team. Honestly, I'm going into the season quietly optimistic. I think we're going to see something pretty good this year. I really do. And I'm looking at Liverpool. They've got major deficiencies. I'm looking at Chelsea. They've got major deficiencies. They have to address that. Yeah. City have lost a few players, man. We'll see where they go. Yeah, they're the pace setters. I think Arsenal are strong. But honestly, man, you know what? Manchester United have got talent in that team. Look at our midfield. It's not a joke. Casemiro, Bruno, Mason Mount. These are not donkeys. This is a serious team, man. So for me tomorrow, Wolves are getting swept aside. It's 3 points, man. That's it. If you want to go into this season properly, you have to sweep them aside at home. You can't be messing about. And I think we will totally overpower them as soon as the first one goes in. And I think we will break that defense tomorrow. I really do, and I think Mason Mount is going to be key to that happening. The only thing that could happen is obviously you want to play with risk. You have to play with an element of risk these days. You push, and the idea is not to get dispossessed and allow a quick transition. I don't see any lobs or anything like that happening, man. It's not going to take a worldie, but depending on what Wolves are coming to do, which is defend deep and transition, that's all I can see Wolves doing, really, to be honest. Yeah, you might get caught, then it's an uphill struggle, but you score the first goal, especially early, game's finished for me.
All right, fair play. That's an opinion and a half. You think we're going to have the firepower amount? Everybody's going to ball? I genuinely hope and wish you are right, Mbaye. I just don't see it, and I think Harry Redknapp is gassing us up.
We'll see.
He's gassing us up. Manchester United are not ready. We haven't got a squad that's balanced. We're one injury away from Casemiro, from our midfield, going back to what it was before we got Casemiro. So, and even with Casemiro, I don't think he's even that good. He's not even been that good towards the end of the season last season anyway. He wasn't
but
that great.
you have to admit that our top level, we are good enough to beat everyone at our top level.
Not convincingly for 90 minutes, no.
Okay.
The only game that I saw last season where Manchester United balled out was against Spurs for 70 minutes. We dominated that game for 70
I don't
minutes.
think you can expect more, bro, than to go into.
I've not seen Manchester United dominate a big team. I've not seen that. Very far from it.
Bro, do you know what? We are fighting for one position out of a possible 3, and I'd say there's about 6 teams vying for that, realistically. When you go to play City and Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea, I don't expect to do what we did against Tottenham to any of them teams. But what I do expect, and what I go into that thinking now with this team, we can beat them. This is a 50-50 game. This isn't the olden days. Do you know what I mean? You go in there, you do your job, we can win this game, and we can do it and deserve to win. That's how this works for me. Pep's been here a decade nearly. My man's only 2nd season. But this team is strong. This team has got depth. And if Casemiro's out, McTominay comes in, it's not the end of the world. We played well without him. We beat. No, honestly, I'm not joking. That's how this works, man.
This is where I have to disagree. We can't.
Do you know what I mean?
As a 6. No, listen. I don't disagree with you in terms of if McTominay was to stay at Old Trafford for this season as a squad player, it's not the end of the world. And if he came in as an 8, he can do a job because we've seen him do box to box. But as an understudy to Casemiro, hell no. Absolutely.
Can't rely on you. This isn't a one-man team, though, bro. That guy can come in and he can sit and he can do that job. He's with Mason Mount and Bruno helping him.
He's tried it many a times. He can't play that position. You
don't have Fred anymore, bro. You have to do that. That's what you're gonna have to do.
No, Man United need to get a suitable understudy for Casemiro. We can't shoehorn somebody in who can't. I'd rather play Bruno Fernandes in that position.
Can I ask a genuine question? Do you think Manchester United can win a league title with Scott
they can. 100% as it's part of the squad. 100%.
No. As a cover for Casemiro.
They might not be able to win it if he's playing every game, but I think he can come in and do a job. I've always been a fan of him. I think it's overkill with Scott McTominay, me personally.
Okay, good. Big up the lights. Proud Casemiro.
Bruno.
Bruno and Casemiro.
Bruno, Casemiro.
Shocking in midfield, by the way. Okay, big up. Big up to you, bro. Listen, thanks for the super chat. Love and light, people. Let's get the scores in the comments. Let's get the scores in. Jarvis, talk to me. Manchester United Wolves.
I just want to address one thing. Someone in the comments said it's unpredictable what we are doing, and in a certain degree, I think you are right. It's kind of unpredictable what Ten Hag is doing, but I think we have. When I played football myself, we had something that called I would say playing strength. So if the team has enough playing strength, you can be unpredictable because you will dominate the opposition in that degree that they will fall anyway. So I think, yes, it's unpredictable, but I think our playing strength is better this season. I think we will be able to dominate. Now we have Onana, we will move up people, we will crowd the midfield, we will set up triangles on the sides, and we have the speed of Rashford in the middle to be a part of the build-up and also be in front of the goal when the ball comes inside. So yes, I think it will be hard to defend against Man United this year because we will try to dominate, and I think we will succeed in a way. I'm not being that optimistic that I think we will compete for the title or win the title, but I think we will be in it in a long way, even until January, February, March. I think we will be in it, and I think we will do better this season than we did last season.
Okay, interesting. Mundo, we're gonna smash them tomorrow. Let me just get this. Big up Caleb Bay, the big up for the super chat, brother. Amrabat's coming in as a centre back with another midfielder and a goalkeeper with a lone striker signing. Okay, that's interesting. He has got John Murta on dial, Caleb Bailey, and he knows everything what's going to happen at Manchester United. So let's get the scores in a minute. But Mundo, before we do that, Mundo, we're swapping them aside. Is it only one team to win it, or can nobody's giving them anything tomorrow? They have nothing to lose.
I'm giving them zero chance. Zero, right? because they don't have Neves in that midfield. Who was
No
their
Matinho
dictator.
either. Matinho's gone as well, I heard.
Yeah, no Matinho. Even listen, they're gonna camp the bus. How are they even gonna penetrate? They've got no creativity. They haven't got that machine on the wing anymore.
They're in trouble this year, man.
Yeah, he's gone. So Diego Costa runs. He's slow. He's old man. Come on, we have to be putting this team away. We have to put them away.
Have to put them away.
This is a nice, gentle opening to the season for Manchester United, and we have to take full advantage. We need to, having watched this weekend and how teams have started, like Arsenal, Newcastle, even Brighton, they've all flown out of the blocks. Right, they've scored big goals, and they've all looked impressive. I want to see that. We need not just a win. We need a performance on Monday. For me, that's as important as getting the win. A nice performance from the team as well.
I still think they've got a couple of like quite dangerous footballers. I really like the kid in midfield. I always forget his name, but he's really good, very good at carrying the ball. I forgot his name.
Bro, one hand can't clap though. That's what I think about.
Yeah,
this
it's Mateus Nunes. You're thinking about
Mateus Nunes. Yeah, Mateus
Yeah,
Nunes
he's
is
really
very
good.
They
It's
got
like a deep
they got
line
Neto. The Petro Neto might have after having a pre-season, he might. I think Max Killerman is decent. They've got decent players. Let's not try to rule them out. They've got
and they bought in Lemina from O'Neill's old club to be a DM, and he's good too.
Okay, so they've got decent players, but you're not giving them anything. Okay, we'll go around Monday. I'll stay with you. What do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? Give me the score. But by the way, in the chat, let's get the scores in as well.
I think 3-0. I think 3-0 Manchester United.
Okay, 3-0. I think a lot of the chat are going with you. 3-0 here as well.
Yeah, 3-0's popular on this one.
3-1 here. 3-1 is there. We got 3-0 here. Yeah, I can't imagine, bro. We're not getting him, so it's all good. 3-1, 4-1 here.
If you get Caicedo, you have to start him. Where are you going to put him? That's
I would start Caicedo
instead of
than Casemiro. Me personally, that's just me.
But then you're going to ask Casemiro to stay on the bench. It's hard.
No, it's not on the bench. Not at times in the games. I do not want to burn Casemiro out like we did last season. I don't want to burn him out, and he actually missed a lot of games. And towards the end, he was gone. He was absolutely gone.
If you're going to bring one in,
Jarl's gone. Charlie's gone 5-0. Wow.
That's it, Charlie. Nice.
1-0 here. 2-1 here. 3-0 here. You know what I mean? 1-0, 2-0. You know what I mean? 4-1 here. Some people have gone for it. So it's going to be very interesting. Not tomorrow, by the way. It's Monday. Yeah, big up. It's not 1-0. I'll just take the 3 points. I don't care how we get it.
Give us a scoreline, bro. Let's all give a scoreline.
2-1 Manchester United. I don't see where these massive goals are coming from, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see it. Unless they make errors, unless they give the ball away, and because we're quite decent on the transition.
Check this. Anything less than 3-0 is a disgrace.
Well, this is it.
Yeah,
well, to me, it's a very dangerous team when they've got 0 to lose, where everybody's wrote them off. So anything is a bonus.
You have to.
If they get the first goal first, and goals change games. If they get the first goal first, and they're doing counter-attacking, I think that Portuguese winger, they're gonna go for us. Definitely gonna go for us.
If you look at the league from 1 to 20, look at the league from 1 to 20. Where would you put Wolves in that 1 to 20? For me,
I think they're in trouble this season. They're in trouble.
They're bottom 5, right? So we need to be making a statement tomorrow and swatting them aside.
Listen, we're at home. You can't be going in. Yeah, Ten Hag is been backed. We've got a very strong team there. Yeah, I can't keep saying we need this. At the end of the day, every single team around us needs this and that as well. Our team is strong. Do you get me? We've got a strong side. We've got decent replacements to come in. That's the reality of it. You know, Liverpool need 2 central midfielders. They got no midfield. They're conceding goals left, right, and centre. Chelsea's midfield is funny. They've got no midfield. Do you get what I'm saying? So, end of the day, it's similar with us. Everybody could do with another player, but this is a strong side. These are shit. These are getting relegated maybe this year, unless some major improvements have made. They've lost their better players. Their manager's gone. He's a good manager.
I'm not going to lie to you. They've got match winners. They've got match winners.
Bro, no. Listen, forget match winners.
He-Chan is a good player. Petro's a match winner. Daniel Podence is a match winner.
If you're going to come to Old Trafford, and this team has to start now, Eric Ten Hag, not straight away, but more than that top four, and we have to be consistent. We create a lot of opportunities. They don't materialize into chances, and we create a lot of chances as well. It's a misnomer that we don't create.
No, definitely, listen.
And now we've got a striker. They have to start banging them goals in. And if they do, when we go 1-0 up against anybody, Højlund, bro, when we go 1-0 up...
He's not going to be fit for a month and a half.
Okay, well, we've got a striker, a good one. We've paid 72 million for him. He's done well. It's a respectable... Bro, 20-year-old doesn't matter.
Talent.
Haaland's 20. Haaland's 20, bro. So
Haaland's not 20.
Yeah, Haaland's about 20, 21.
Haaland's been banging them in since he was like 18.
18, yeah. So this guy's
you can't compare Højlund to Haaland, man. Come on, behave yourself.
Bro, I'm not. But what I'm saying to you is you've got yourself a striker. This team now, if we're serious about kicking on and get really moving, tomorrow you slap these up. It's done. It's at home. Any bullshitting around in that is going to be disappointing. And it's not. It's, you're not going to get an easier start to a season than a home fixture against a team like Wolves. It's just not going to happen.
Even though they've been our bogey team throughout the years.
Bro, forget all that bogey nonsense. You have to go and slap these up. Honestly.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We shall see on Monday. We shall see. Listen, I want to pick up everybody. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We've been going with 1 hour and 16 minutes. Mundo, last word. Manchester United this season. Okay, quickly. That's it. Last 15. Quickly. Give me your top 5 teams. Top 6 teams in order. Quickly, Mundo.
What, how it's going to finish?
Yeah. Go to Mundo.
The season?
Yeah.
Top 6, I'm going to put City first, Arsenal second, Man United third. I think Chelsea are going to be 4th, Liverpool 5th, Tottenham 6th.
You think Tottenham are going to come ahead of Brighton?
Sorry. I forgot about Newcastle. Shit, I forgot about
Newcastle. Yeah.
Mundo, you can think about that. Jarvis, give me your top 6.
Yeah, I think City will be first. I hope Man United can be second. Arsenal third, Liverpool 4th, Newcastle 5th, and Chelsea 6th.
Who have you got second? Manchester United?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
I think we will, but I think we will be 6 to 8 points behind City when the season ends, and there will still be a gap. We were 16 points behind last season. I think we can take 10 points with Onana and the new signings and City's decrease. So but we will still be 6 to 8 points behind City. That's my estimations.
Go ahead, Bombay.
I think we're going to find out whether Pep Guardiola is a manager that can continue to motivate a treble-winning side. We'll see about that.
Go on, give me your top 6.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll go with City first. We'll go with United second. I'm going to go with Arsenal third. And then...
You got Newcastle, Liverpool, and Chelsea and Spurs.
I mean, that's the hard one there. I'm going to go with Newcastle. Then I'm going to go with Chelsea, then Liverpool.
Wow. You don't give Liverpool any chance?
I don't know. At this moment, man, I don't know. It just don't seem like... I don't know. That place don't seem right to me. You know, there's things that need to be worked on and done there. We'll see.
Okay. I'm going to go City first, Arsenal second, Manchester United third. So City first, Arsenal second.
We're getting relegated with you.
I'm going because they've got no Premier League. If they get it together, I'm going Chelsea third, and then I'm going Manchester United. Manchester United. Yeah. No, actually, no. Liverpool third. Sorry, Liverpool third. Manchester United 4th. Newcastle 5th, and then Chelsea 6th. That's what I'm going. Yeah, that's how I'm going.
So my 11 now. I've thought about it. Man City first.
No, you're 6, you mean, not 11.
Arsenal second, Manchester United third, Liverpool 4th, Chelsea, Newcastle 5th, Chelsea 6th.
Okay.
You
Mundo,
switched
quickly,
around
who's going to
Chelsea
be the
and
goal scorer?
Liverpool.
Who's going to be the goal scorer?
Haaland.
Who's going to be the flop of all the signings that we've made so far? Everybody.
Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz going to biggest flop. What manager in the top 6 is going to get sacked first?
Top 6.
Yeah.
And top 6 you just mentioned.
Who's going to get who's going to get the sack first?
I think Tottenham's manager.
Okay.
He's number 1 on my list.
Right, Jarvis. Who's going to be the top scorer?
Haaland, without a doubt.
You're backing your Norwegian man.
Well, I'm not backing him in the Premier League, but I think he will be the top scorer. Yeah.
Okay, who's going to be the flop out of all the signings that the big 6 have made?
Declan Rice, I think.
Who's going to be the surprise signing? The guy that's going to bang straight away.
Oh, Amrabat, without a doubt. He will be the surprise signing. If we get Amrabat, he will take Man United and Old Trafford on. He will set us on fire. He will, with his tenacity, his capacity, his working rate, and his ability to take on players, dictate the tempo, he will transform our midfield. I think Amrabat, I am really, really interested in seeing Amrabat.
Okay, wow. The three teams getting relegated.
Oh, the Everton. I think Everton is going down. Wolves is going down, and Luton.
Okay, Bombaye, top scorer.
Haaland.
The most surprising top signing that top 6 have made. Who's going to catch fire quickly?
Our striker that we've bought.
Højlund. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Your 3 to get relegated.
Wolves, Luton, and Sheffield Wednesday.
United.
Sheffield, no Wednesday. Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
Who's going to be the most surprising? Who's going to be the player of the season at the end?
The player of the season? What, the whole season?
Yeah. Who's going to win the player of the season?
Ras, that's not an easy question.
Well, if City wins it has to be a City player. So
okay, I'll come back to you. Mundo, who are the 3 going down?
Luton, Wolves, and I think, have you watched Everton today? They created a lot of chances, so I think they might be okay. But Luton, Wolves, and Sheffield United. Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think, Mundo? Who's going to be the biggest surprise player? The best? Who's going to shock everyone? The Premier League, take it by storm.
So I'm excited for our striker, man. I'm not even joking.
He's got an amazing potential.
I'm telling you, I loved his attitude, the way he spoke.
I tell you who I think might do quite well this season. James Maddison at Tottenham.
Okay. Who's going to be the surprise team who are going to maybe try to get into the big 6?
If you asked me this before today, I would have said Aston Villa.
yeah. Now you know what? They might have been a shout for me too, but flipping it, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Newcastle maybe will be the surprise team after today, and Sandro Tonali, what a player! I'm in love with that player. He was fantastic today.
But they're already in there, Newcastle. They're already in there. So who else do you think? Out of Brighton, Villa,
Brighton, man.
All these guys. Who's going to do it?
Well, you have everybody thinks that since Ivan Toney is out, they want to do well. But I think maybe Thomas Frank, Brentford will do well. They have other players like Mbuemo and Visa and players who will step up and do a job, and they play like a system. So I think maybe Brentford can surprise us.
Listen, big up to Theo Christian. He says, breaking Neymar to Saudi. That's not a surprise, bro. Him and his dad always go for that money. So not surprised at all. And he's going to get paid. I can imagine they're going to pay him £1 million per game.
He should have been the best player on earth about 3 years ago by now. Already, mate. That guy.
I said it a long time ago. I called it, mate. The guy doesn't have the minerals, mate. Too many injuries and too many his sister's birthday.
Bro, they can get rid of anyone they want apart from Mbappe. It's just not happening for them.
Yeah.
PSG.
All right, the surprise somebody's saying here is Newcastle's Barnes, Harvey Barnes.
Started with a bang today.
So Mundo, quickly, who's going to be the player of the season?
Player of the season will be a City player. It's going to be Haaland, isn't it? It's going to be Haaland.
Right. Jarvis, who's going to get sacked out of the top 6 teams?
This is interesting. Caicedo's flopping.
That's a hard one, you know. Maybe I don't know how ruthless will. Yeah, I was thinking about Pochettino. Maybe I don't know how Tom Bowley how ruthless he is, but if Pochettino, and it's hard for Pochettino, we have no midfield, and he has bought so many players, so I think it will be hard. Maybe Pochettino will be the first out.
Okay, that's been your roundup. So can somebody ask me the questions quickly? Go ahead, Jarvis. Ask me the questions.
Okay, who will be the surprise?
Top scorer.
Top scorer in the Premier League. I think everybody understands it's going to be Højlund.
Højlund, not Haaland.
I'm trying to confuse people.
That's what I like. No,
it's Haaland. It's Haaland.
With your pessimism,
unless there's an injury, it's going to be Haaland. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, and who will be the best player or of the new signings?
The surprise guy out of the signings. Who do I think out of the signings that people made? Who's gonna be the guy? I think Caicedo can transform Chelsea.
Okay, and the worst of the new signings of the top 6.
The worst of the new signings.
Is he gone?
Yeah, well, he's gonna go. They're just negotiating it now, I think. The worst of the two signings, the guy who's gonna feel the most pressure, I think it could be Declan Rice.
Same as me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the next question was
relegation. Who's getting relegated?
Luton, Sheffield United. Who else came up?
Burnley came up.
Burnley.
So Luton, Sheffield United. I've got pick up Wolves, Everton. Everton can't do it 3 times in a row. They can't. If they get in there,
Leeds are in this.
No, Leeds are already down. Leeds are not in there. So let me just quickly check the league. Let me just quickly check the league title. So the PVC. Right.
Yeah,
let me just look at the table quickly. So it's Luton came up.
Bournemouth.
Okay, let me just
and Burnley. Nottingham Forest.
I can tell you. Okay.
Jarvis, what time is it?
Sheffield United, Luton Town. And I do think it could be getting caught in there. It could be Everton this season. I don't want it to be, but it could be Everton.
I like Everton.
Yeah, it could be Everton.
And who's going to be player of the season?
Player of the season for me is going to be if he recovers from the injury, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne, I think.
Not Benjamin Pavard, Man United signing.
Mundo is
no
not
chance.
That one at all, man.
No chance. The surprise of the season, I think it might be Onana. I think Onana might do good. Manchester United, Onana might do good. But he will get lobbed a couple of times, 100%. Especially the way that we give the ball away in that last line of defense.
Nuruddin, I have a question. Who do you think will have the most assists in our
club?
Most
of this season? Bruno Fernandes. When Højlund, if Højlund sets in, it could be Bruno Fernandes. He creates a lot more chances.
I think it's going to be him or Mason Mount, you know.
Yeah. I will be shocked if Manchester United signed Amrabat, by the way.
Oh, you don't believe it?
It's 25 million in it.
I don't believe it.
He was linked with Atletico Madrid, but if he was going to Atletico Madrid, he would have signed by now. He would have gone by now. So what?
How much is it? How much does it cost to get him?
Who do I think is going to get sacked? Who do I think he's going to go sacked if he goes west? I think Arteta's under a lot of pressure this season.
What with the money that he spent?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to say when it comes to Amrabat, we had on MUFC
Realist TV.
Realist TV. We had Alfredo Pedula, who has been spot on with the Italian signings this season for us. He's like better than Fabrizio Romano, and he said on that channel that everything is agreed with Fiorentina and Man United, and Amrabat wants to go. So unless he changes his mind, the deal will happen. So he basically confirmed it.
Okay, so let's hope then it happens. But until I see them holding up the shirt, Jarvis,
Yeah,
I don't do it. I don't.
Oh, this is a good one. Eddie Howe will get popped. I know they started with a bang. He's not high profile, is it, Eddie?
I don't think so.
Bro, the only thing with Eddie,
I think they're going to struggle this season, by the way. I think
Champions
emotionally,
League.
playing in the Champions League and coming back to play league title, I don't think their squad is that big, by the way. So injuries could hamper them.
they got players, you know. Dino,
Who's Diaby? Who's Musa Diaby playing for?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, bro. He looks.
Oh
good,
yeah, the
you know.
winger, innit? Yeah.
Young French
he
kid.
scored today.
How did he scored? Yeah. Okay.
He actually played well, despite. And you know who else I thought played pretty well, despite them getting spanked? I thought Camara in midfield
Yeah, Camara's a good player.
played really well. Like his ball retention was really good. Yeah.
Well, those who know. I said Eddie Howe a long time ago. There's a famous video of me talking about how I like to see Eddie Howe football at Old Trafford. Then Jose Mourinho, who took me down dark alleys, depressed me footballing wise with that low block BS.
Shut up, man.
That's the truth. Truth hurts. Truth hurts at times. Go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, I agree. I agree when it comes to Eddie Howe. You know, I believe he's very underrated. His man management is really good. I have seen videos of him in the Newcastle dressing room. You know, he's talking to the players. They are behind him. They are standing behind him like a group. And I think he has a high star in Newcastle. So Eddie Howe, I think, is underrated. And what he have done with that club, you know, hasn't signed so that many big players. You know, when Saudi came in, everybody thought now Newcastle is going nuts. They will sign everybody. They will sign Neymar, Mbappe, whatever, you name it. But they didn't. They signed mostly British players, Premier League players from the medium level. But Eddie Howe have put them together to be a good team. So he has really impressed me, and I think he's a little bit underrated. Yes.
If he was German,
the ethic of
if he was a German manager,
would be raving
about him.
Yeah,
you know, people raved about Nagelsmann, Tuchel, and these guys, and he's like the British equivalent, isn't he? Young, up and coming British manager, but he's he's unlike previous British managers where people have raved about them because his approach to the game is very modern. You know, you can see that in the way his teams play.
Tries things, man. Tries. He's innovative.
Listen, he doesn't get overhyped. Okay, my last and final question to all of you. I'll start with Mundo. By the end of the season, our Manchester United team getting slapped away from home. What's going to be our record against the top 10 teams away from home?
No, we're not getting slapped by anybody.
To be honest with you, because we beat all of the teams at Old Trafford, I don't expect that to be the case, and I don't expect us to go away and get battered. That just can't happen again. That's just
what do you think the record is going to be? 6? We're going to lose 6 away games? 7?
No, I expect us to
against the top 10 teams, top 8 teams.
I think if we were to lose 2 or 3 games, that would be acceptable. Maximum of 2.
What, away at home?
No, away against the top 10 teams. In terms of losing games away from home of those top 10 teams, if we were to lose 2 or 3 narrowly, not getting spanked, that would be acceptable to me. But if you're not,
that's high standards, bro. That's some high standards there, bro.
No, seriously, no, because I think we need to be. The standard of the league now is very competitive. So the margin for error, not just to challenge for the league, just to secure top 4, the margin of error is very, very small.
Okay, Mundo. But how many are we bringing that down to? We lost top 10 teams. We got battered last season away from home.
I said 3 games. I said 3 maximum.
Okay, Jarvis, how many games Manchester United are going to bring that record down? By how many? 4 games.
What was our record last season? Do you remember?
Top 10 teams we got beaten. The top 10 teams away from home beat us in the Premier League.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't have one win against the top 10.
Against the top 10 now.
Yeah,
Away.
but that will change this season because of Onana. Because we will be more resilient. We will be more press resistive when they push us high. We will be able to play out and start our play. So last year we panicked every time they were pushing and pressing us high. So I think we will see a different team this year. We will be better away. We will be playing our game, and we will be able to play our game when it goes away because of Onana. So, and that was one of my biggest critics against De Gea last season, because we couldn't. He was always hoofing the ball up to the midfield, and we lost it, or it ended in a duel. So we won't see this this year, and I think we will do better. I don't think we will win all of them, but I think we will do better. I think we will win 5 out of 10.
Okay, Mumbai quickly. That's where
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, man, we're expecting to see proper improvements, man, in consistency in a lot of facets of our game. It's not far off, you know. Last season it was just a few things messed us up, but I think we've addressed them with the additions that we've made now, and it's really going to allow us, I think, to jolt that vision of Ten Hag's right forward. Just the striker, this goalkeeper. I think Mount is going to be really important for us as well. So we're not losing 10 away games. No chance against them teams. No chance. I reckon we could even half that. Yeah,
And just one thing from me on this, right? Because we've spoken a lot about our weaknesses, but we haven't mentioned our strengths. And the thing is, you think that these teams, the worst thing that they could do is allow space behind them, right? Because they know that's what we want. So with Onana on the pitch, automatically we're squeezing the pitch. Teams are not going to be able to press us as much as they did when we had De Gea.
They can't push that high line as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's that. So that's going to make a big difference. It's not going to be like last season where teams were pressing us to death. We were losing the ball in stupid positions and we were getting slapped away from home. It's a different ball game now. Manchester United are a different proposition. Other teams have to think about us, whereas last season they didn't. So that's a different dynamic. So that's why I'm thinking we won't lose as many games away, because I think that well, again, it depends on decision making in the final third from our forwards, but I certainly think we'll have more opportunities than we did last season.
When we played against them teams at the start of the year, Liverpool, Arsenal, we deserved our 3 points. We didn't play them off the park, but even last year, with the deficiencies, with the problems we had, if Manchester United, you let us go a goal ahead in front, you're in for a long day. You're in for a long day against us. I think that we're finishing chances this year. I'm telling you, we are for this striker, and Mason Mount is going to improve the wide men, especially for me. And if Amrabat comes in as well, yeah, I really want to see this guy, not because I know as much as you guys about him, but purely on the fact that I trust your judgment, and I want to see him come in as well to give us something different. But this season, this Man United thing has moved forward quite a bit, man.
Okay, listen, big up to everybody. Therapy Army, we will be back on Monday night after the game. I'm going to the game, so I'll be back on Monday night, hopefully with these guys, doing a match reaction. So big up to every one of you. Love and light, smash a like. Big up to our panelists. Bumbaye, always love and light. Mighty Mundo, always love. Hopefully, as the kids get older, they might get on Twitter, but the only time you'll ever see him tweeting is when the Glazers leave. So that's another thing. And that's the only time you're ever going to see me hype up this football club is when the Glazers leave. So you'll know what it is. It's me and him. We're the same.
We may never see him on Twitter or you hyping up anything.
Exactly. Because Glazeronomics for me, as long as the vultures are there, this club is not a football club. Jarvis, make sure you check him out. Jarvis Cocker at Bowley77. You can find him on Man UFC Realist TV. Big up Mickey. Big up everybody. Love and like. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Become part of that community that is honest, open, and it's just raw, real, and red. Become part of that. Win, lose or draw. Glazers out, bankers out. We'll be at the protest. I'll be getting there around 6:30 on Monday, and we'll know where we are. But I'll be going back to Manchester Carnival. Pick up everybody who's on the Carnival today. Love and light, all of those who watch the channel and who are local. Love and light. Big up to you all. And we'll see you on Monday. I'm going to have a day off tomorrow, but we'll see you on Monday. Unless there's any breaking news, then we'll be live. We'll be going live in the night. But big up to everybody. Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you, Mundo. Thank you, Bumbaye, who thinks we're going to win the league. 21 is coming. Bumbaye said 21 is coming, according to Harry Redknapp. So it is what it is. But take care. Love and light, people. Smash a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Peace, love, and light. Lasers out. Bankers out. I'll be having you, therapy.